Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome into the First Word presented by Dr. Pepper as we are in the booth here at Lumen Field alongside Isiah Stanback. I'm Kyle Youmans as we have gone final in preseason week number 2 as the Seattle Seahawks come out on top over the Dallas Cowboys 22-14. Again, much like week 1, learning moments for a young Cowboys unit that got a lot of snaps here in preseason week 2. What were your overall thoughts?
Overall, offensively, I like what they did in terms of moving the ball on the ground. This West Coast offense is going to be predicated on being able to move the ball on the ground and time of possession. It was relatively even between Seattle and Dallas tonight, but they were averaging about 4.5 yards per carry, Kyle. And when you can do that, your play action game now becomes an viable option. And we know, at least when the regular season presents itself, that's Dak Prescott's wheelhouse.
Yeah, you've talked about the run game quite a bit throughout Oxnard, and now as we head back to the Lone Star State, I mean, the ground game was there today. The offensive line, especially on the interior, did a nice job against an athletic Seattle front, but then it was Deuce Vaughn who really stole the show again. Just one play, really. It was a 14-yard touchdown run, but it was enough to get everybody excited again and see that ground game going. But he wasn't the only one that had success on the ground.
No, I mean, you look at Rico Dowdle and Malik Davis, both of those guys did a good job. I think they had about 8 carries each. Like I said, for about 4 to 4.5 yards per carry. And then Deuce is just that change of pace. You know, he's the guy that you put in. You think about it, it's kind of funny because Tony Pollard was the change of pace in years past, and now all of a sudden you bring in a Deuce Vaughn, and you wouldn't think that you can have a change of pace to Tony Pollard, but I think you might have found one.
Is that a change of pace to the change of pace?
Yeah,
maybe
it's a double change.
It's a double change. We'll see how that ends up working out. I think it'll work out pretty well based off of what we've seen here in the preseason. Defensively, what did you like today against Seattle?
I like Mozzie Smith in there. I think he has some good plays, but he also had a lot of learning moments that they're going to be able to highlight and really try to get corrected prior to the kickoff of the regular season. But you got Wanye Thomas. He just continues to show up. I mean, all the way to the end of the game. I mean, this dude is flying around. He's running around, hitting guys. Guys are running out of bounds because they don't want the contact. He's relentless in his approach to the game. We know that there's 3 starters at that position in terms of safeties, but he is definitely the next man up in that field.
It's been good to see those guys really step up and fill a role at the safety position. We haven't seen any of the 3 starters, Donovan Wilson, of course, Jaron Kearse and Malik Hooker, but those guys have really found a role and are still fighting for a roster spot going into week number 3 against Las Vegas. We head back to AT&T Stadium for the final preseason game of 2023. The Raiders are waiting. Coming up next Saturday, Isiah Stanback, Bill Jones, and Michael Irvin, the playmaker, will be on the call for that one coming up next Saturday. But that does it for us here on the First Word presented by Dr. Pepper. For Isiah Stanback, I'm Kyle Youmans. We'll see you next time.